6. Mike.
What's up, man? What's going on?
You good?
Shit, I think. Shit. Like, Corona going crazy right now.
Man, so I guess the way I want to start this is like, we've been hearing like bits and pieces of what we thought this was going to be. Like, how you feel when you very first heard like Corona was in China, wherever it was, overseas, basically.
Man, I don't want to say I didn't care because, like, obviously people in China was dying, but I just didn't think it was a real harm, like, to anyone personally. But now it's like, it's real, bro. Like, it's serious right now. Everything, man, the NBA canceled, bro. March Madness is canceled. Like, shit's real.
Yeah, we gonna like get to all that. I guess. So when it first got to USA, what you think?
When it first got to USA, I was like, I still wasn't that concerned because I mean it's been other viruses and things to come to USA and it didn't like really have a big effect. But
I ain't really been concerned like the whole time until probably like today. Today been the first day like, oh, okay, like this really, like, okay. What was you doing when you heard the league? Like,
I was actually at work and, bro, I was just talking to my boy, man, and I'm like, damn, bro, like they just canceled the NBA, like the NBA, fam, like it's done.
I think that's what really got people like worrying though. I think people was damn near. They was like, yeah, it's serious, but usually people having it or dying from it are people that had something already going on with their immune system that they couldn't fight off certain things. It's like people die from the flu based off, you know, certain things that already happened with them that they couldn't handle that type of illness, like elderly people, something wrong with the immune system, things like that. So I was just like, you know, if this is just a higher version of that, we gonna be cool. But like, once the league canceled, I was like, damn. And then it was things before that, like smaller, like college basketball was like, we're not gonna do fans. And then like just the steps of it was just like, it just kept getting more and more serious. Canceling the season is like you said, everything finna be canceled. Like everything finna be canceled.
And I still think like it is just a exaggerated version of the flu. And I think it's just more of like how rapid people catching it is the crazy part, bro. That's like what's scaring me. Because I mean, like I go to the gym almost every day. You go to the gym. It's like little things in our daily lives that I'm thinking like, damn, bro, like should I even go to the gym? Like should I even pick these weights up? You know, it got me it low key got me a little paranoid with certain things. Like I didn't.
Because you washing your hands more?
Definitely been washing my hands more. And then I work in a store, so like you don't know who you coming in contact with. You got people walking up on me asking questions. I'm stepping back. I'm like, I don't, you know. It's not that I'm scared to. I don't necessarily think.
My fault, fellas.
I don't necessarily think like I would die per se if I got it. It's just I ain't trying to have no virus, bro. Like simple as that.
I mean, what do you consider flu? You consider flu a virus?
I'm not trying to have that because I don't know what that is. Like we can see what the flu is. Like we have cures for the flu. You know, I mean, everybody probably done got the flu at least once in their life before. Like we fine, but I'm not trying to catch something that's basically still relatively unknown.
Yeah, but I don't think it's being pushed enough that like you will recover from this. Like, you know. And I feel like the thing with the league, like just going straight to this, like really got people like in full worry. Like, yo, no sports, like with anything. And like even like NCAA, like they look like they were gonna try to keep it going. And then I don't know why, like maybe their own mindset, they were like, we gotta stop this, or all the backlash they was getting. Like the backlash they was getting this morning was crazy. For not like canceling automatically. Which was kind of like, it definitely was a bad image thing for them. Just because, like, I don't know, you already not paying players. And then this come off like, oh, ain't nobody doing nothing right now. We be the only people going. We gonna get all the attention. Like that's how like that's coming off.
Yeah.
The fact that you still gonna try to push these players through who don't get paid, who school's not even open to still participate in a sport, came off like a selfish, probably money grab kind of thing.
Right. And I think that's what's more concerning than anything. Not the fact that, you know, people are getting sick, which they are, but like you said, people are recovering. My main two questions and two concerns would be, one, for the people that saying, oh, it's just the flu. Like, you don't get quarantined for the flu. Like, they don't isolate you from.
Well, that's because there's so many unknowns with this right now.
Right. So, like, that's kind of scary that it's so unknown.
Yeah.
And then two, you know, people can say, oh, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government. But once you start losing money, like canceling leagues and canceling March Madness, it's like, okay.
Yeah, that got me wondering what else going to get canceled.
Right.
Like,
you know, they didn't cancel. Coachella got canceled, right? Or Lollapalooza.
Yeah, I feel like any event that involves a lot of media and a lot of people from like areas will get canceled.
Yeah.
Like local jobs should be cool for the moment. But like events like that where people just getting pulled in and out, travel heavy, like all that stuff got to get canceled.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Y'all buying them cheap tickets, man. Be careful, bro. For real.
Man, my boy on his way to Jamaica right now.
Tell him be careful.
So you wouldn't go nowhere right now?
Man, look, would I go somewhere right now?
Just flight's cheap, bro, and not just like I'm not saying like. Let's go to Vegas right now. We can go to Vegas anytime.
Right.
I'm talking about somewhere you can't usually go because it's like Iraq. It was like, yo, that shit went from Iraq to 200.
It would be hard to say no, for sure. But I would definitely think on it, though. I'm not just going to jump over and be like, yeah, let's go. Like, a week ago, if this was happening, like NBA won't cancel yet, you know, all that, yeah, I would have went. No doubt.
Yeah, I feel like all the sports things getting canceled, like, changes. Like, it changes your whole mindset. Like I said, today was the first time I probably, like, really gave attention to it.
Yeah. I mean, you think Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell catch it, it's like...
Yeah, bro. So what? Like, you got an issue with him? With, like, I guess, him touching the mics and everything when he didn't know he had it?
Yeah.
Now you got an issue with that?
It was insensitive.
It was insensitive?
To me. And then
especially because Lives was lost at that point already. So
it was like he was making a joke of it. Yeah. I mean, it's different for
nobody died from it, that's different.
Which is surprising because he's not even, like, American.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was coming off as like, when you're in that position, bro, you can't like take stuff like this as a joke, especially when this many people have died, like you said. And then they say he in the locker room, like, just being careless.
Yeah, but see, I kind of saw that as like, people just adding dirt to his name now. Yeah. And he's like defenseless now.
Yeah. Because it started off as a joke at the end of the day. But
and now he got to live with the joke.
It was a bad joke, though. Because like I said, it's less, less of a thing if nobody died from it. Yeah. But decent amount of people died from it. So at that point, it's a real bad joke he shouldn't have been doing. Nobody died, then I'm looking at it a little different. Like, he's not this bad guy and all that shit that they doing on First Take and all that. But I could see it now with that being the case. People died from it. He started cracking jokes and playing around with it and stuff like that. It wasn't cool.
Yeah. And now he's sick. So.
Yeah, that's
and
like
now his teammates sick, too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's not to mention who else, like, who the Jazz done played in the last 7 days.
Yeah, it was like a thing basically based off all the teams that they played in the last 6 days. All those teams connect to every other team in the league because they play other teams. Right. So anybody in the league could be, they could get it easily because they played somebody that they know 100% had it.
Right.
Versus a fan that up in the air, we don't know. Now they know, like, we've been around somebody that did have it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, it's crazy, man. I do think it's gonna like just disappear though, like how everything else seems to disappear. I mean, I hope.
That's real crazy. We me and B talk about it off camera. That's crazy about the whole, like each election, some virus or some crazy outbreak happen every rip like that.
Yeah.
All the elections in a row, that's too much for a coincidence. So I've been thinking about that.
Y'all got any weird conspiracies?
That's what I'm saying. That for a fact, that whole for that was swine flu and all. Each election, like on point
like
around the
Ebola,
same time.
like that.
Each time, that's crazy to me.
Man
made at that point in my eyes, bro, for real. Because there's no way naturally on point each time of the year, like each election. No, bro, that's crazy.
A conspiracy theory, I don't know, man. I don't know because it would be, something involving money majority of the time. But I mean, leagues getting canceled, everything getting canceled, it's like you're losing money. So that's making it weird for me.
But how much though? How much money do you think they really losing? Because the NBA could cancel out for like 5 seasons and still be straight. Because they make so much bread. You feel me? Like, is it really you losing money at that point for certain stuff? Like maybe NCAA was a little hurt to cancel, but
NCAA still trying to keep it going. Like they canceling the conference tourneys, but like, I'm getting notifications right now. Like Kentucky gets auto bid to the NC tournament because they just automatically win their conference tourney.
Right.
Same with Florida State. So like it seemed like they still trying to put it together. They just giving auto bids to conference tournament. So my thing is, if you can't even do a conference tournament, which is select area, how can you do a tournament with people coming from everywhere? If you can't even do a tournament in select regions, how you gonna do a tournament with people coming from every direction?
They hoping that
they clear up.
Yeah.
But that's only like 2 weeks.
I mean, a lot of things are only suspended for 2 weeks. Like the initial NBA suspension is only 2 weeks. But
they just sent for further notice.
Right, because you don't know, 2 weeks from now, if it's not good, then
I would be shocked if this is back up in 2 weeks.
I would be shocked too.
What do you think about what Mark Cuban said? He said August.
I don't
see everything come back in August.
As far as the NBA coming back in August, I wouldn't.
I don't even get how that would work.
Yeah, it's no point. Like
maybe
August,
he means like training camp or something. I don't know what he meant.
The draft already done passed by August.
Yeah.
So you like skipping the entire part of the NBA. Like the summer league is August 22nd through like the 31st or whatever it is. So you telling me you're gonna pick up the regular season when it's summer league time? Like, and then I see another thing that said April 1st, like whoever got the best record, that's just who NBA champs is. I don't know how true it is.
Wait, multiple NBA champs?
Nah, whoever has the best record, like the last weekend before April 1st, is just who is the NBA champs.
As of now, or like, I mean, they're not playing no more.
Yeah, so, like if it doesn't resume by April 1st.
So who will win?
The Lakers would be.
For best record, he'll be on Milwaukee.
Bucks, right?
What is it?
For best record, I'll fact check it. But it should be Milwaukee.
That'll be crazy.
Well, Milwaukee
ain't nobody gonna respect that title, bro. Ain't nobody gonna respect that. I'd rather not give it to nobody because nobody gonna respect that title. That's like giving somebody a free reign, bro.
In a sense.
You don't gotta go through none of the playoffs. Is what? The hardest part of the season for real. You don't gotta go through that. You just get a reign.
Yeah, Milwaukee 53-12.
I wouldn't even want that reign
Lakers
on the Bucks.
49-14.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they would go to Milwaukee.
I wouldn't even
that would be terrible.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think even players would want that.
That's what I said. I wouldn't want it as a player.
I don't know
nobody
how
would
else
respect my ring.
You would.
I saw CJ McCollum tweet that like for like players like take the time out to like think about post career. Like shit like this can happen anytime.
Mm-hmm. It make you think, bro. It make you think. I mean, if I'm a player right now, I probably wouldn't be making appearances and everything, but I would definitely just be spending time with my family and just trying to enjoy what you have while you have it. Because I mean, it can like virus or something, gone.
Like new NCAA update. All the ACC. Basically, they canceled a lot of tournaments, but Big East is playing in schedule.
It's weird.
So it's like we kind of going with this like on the flow. Like change is gonna keep coming in like rapidly.
Big East is still playing. Isn't it like a lot of cases in the East, New York area?
Yeah, I heard New York is a state of emergency.
And they're gonna continue to play.
That's why I said like they must see this as like nobody else is doing nothing. So if we somehow get these kids to play, we gonna get all the attention. Now that's money just off TV or anything like that.
Negative. I mean, any publicity is good publicity in their sense. In their sense. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know how to even put it in words, really. It's just a bad look for NCAA. I mean, NCAA was already having a bad look from the James Wiseman situation. You know, LaMelo and RJ not even playing in the NCAA now. It's basically looking like they don't even care about the kids' health. Because, I mean, that's how someone can take it. Think about a parent.
That's what I've been waiting for, like a smaller school or just some type of school that say, hey, we not even going to put our kids in this situation.
Right.
And maybe that did happen like behind the scenes, and that's why certain conferences didn't do anything. Like they're like, just cancel the whole tournament. But the fact that Big East is still, they say it's going to play a schedule.
And the Big East is in New York. Like it's in the Garden.
Yeah, you just wonder that. I don't even know how that works right now. Like travel to New York. I've never like experienced the state of emergency. I don't even know what that restricts. Like what it means.
I believe it does restrict though, like all travel within that state, you know. But if they, you know, if you're traveling, then police can put you over, get fined, tickets, whatever. I'm not 100% on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work. Well, we know for sure it won't be any fans, so that's one. At this point, if they do play, it's just going to be media and maybe families, maybe.
That's what they said they were going to attempt to do, but it's just it's too dangerous. You don't know where my family has been, and that family, and that family. You don't know where this media person, what other events he had to cover.
Right.
And then it's just too many possibilities. So it just seemed like the smart thing is to cancel, but shit gonna be boring, bro.
Yeah, no sports. This has never happened.
Yeah, like all of them though. Like this supposed to be, I say this time of the year and around like that NFL playoff time is usually like the better times of the year sports wise. And now it's just like nothing.
Yeah. Like
talk to him, bro. He said 2020 was terrible.
It is, bro. It's horrible. It's just getting worse every week. It seems like every pod we do is something bad. From this one, last one, Pop Smoke. One before that, you had like we were still going through the COVID incident.
Yeah.
Like
we had to start off with that.
Like man. So like, what? I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with Brian. Tweet canceled 2020, bro. Like, because everything else is getting canceled.
Might as well just go to next year. I mean, it can recover.
It's been the toughest year in a while, too, to be honest.
Just all around with everything.
This is just the first 3 months.
Yeah, that definitely sucked for like Brian too. Like he was in his bag, bro. Like,
yeah, I heard.
Like
y'all told me he was
in his bag, bro. And now it's like, you know, you don't get that time back, especially at his age.
Yeah, I was
everything
about
like
to
that.
say that stuff slowing down. So.
And then that makes you think like, what's up with like free agency stuff like that? Because like the year it wasn't really completed, but you know, going forward, you wonder like, basically people wonder like, would AD stay? And like other people, like would they stay with teams? Would trades be made? You know, everything like that, like speculations, like if Giannis and them don't go to the finals, like would Giannis leave? You know, you know, if AD sees like an ounce of decline with Bron, or like they don't bring the right role pieces in next year, like would he debate on leave? Just little things like that. It's like, how does that get handled now? You know?
Yeah, I think naturally, whenever the season does resume, if it is next year, you know, I think like everyone would just play it out. Because it's hard to say. I mean, you could have people sit here and say the Lakers rolling right now, Lakers was going to be champs. You got people say, well, the Bucks was just like, they started resting players, you know, they looking past that, they're ready for the playoffs. You could say Clippers doing anything, they could be champs. Like, we don't know.
So hypothetically, if this was cleared by June,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think the league should do?
I think June is too late. Because June is the finals.
So if it was June, would you attempt to pick up where you left off?
No, definitely not. If the NBA is going to resume, it has to start in the playoffs for sure. Like, just take. It's hard, bro, because it's still a month and a half left of basketball. You can't
just throw people in playoffs and they ain't played in 2 months.
That is true though. That is true.
Yeah, you can't just throw them in there. I guess like what if like, because this is a lot of hypotheticals. Like you start in June, if that was possible. Had the playoffs in July, and then have a later start to the following season. Like push the following season back like 20-some games.
So
another shortened game like that one season.
Like next year would be shorter because the off season extends into which would have been next season.
Right. So a season was
starting like November now versus early October.
That sounds like the best case.
Like now the season starting mid-November because you had to get the rest of your summer that you would have got, you know, except you had to play June and July. Now you got to make those 2 months up.
Yeah.
October, November.
That wouldn't be a bad.
Then you have a shorter NBA season.
That wouldn't be a bad proposition. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I mean, I feel like a lot of NBA fans, that's what we would want. Instead of just saying the league is over or, like you said, just throwing.
Because you still got to give them that rest. But you still got to give them some time to play again because they haven't played in a few months. You know, however long it may be, they haven't played.
That benefits some people, though. That benefits, like Brooklyn. Like, Brooklyn, what if KD and Kyrie come back, you know?
That benefit Brooklyn, Portland.
Portland come back healthy. And then, like, people like Braun getting rest.
Yeah.
Giannis still resting. Like, the Bucks started to rest people anyway, so they just getting even more rest now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing it if they was able to work it out that season start back in June. You know, we played this last month and get to the playoffs. That would be the most logical, more so than starting in August, I think.
Yeah, I don't know how August would have even worked.
Yeah, because
August don't really make sense to me. I don't get like his breakdown on that. I don't know how that would work.
The next season would be so short. Like the season wouldn't start till January, damn near, because you got August and September. Those are your last 2 playoff months. And
he was saying start the season in August.
No, pick it back up in August.
Oh no, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Nah, that wouldn't work.
If it ended today, who would you say MVP is then?
I got Bron, bro. I don't want to, because I didn't have Bron for so long. But the way that last weekend went, that's why I'm like, is that like a prisoner of the moment thing? But I feel like Bron was just really finna turn this shit up, bro. I feel like he was really finna turn it up.
Mm-hmm.
We had already said that when we were kind of like debating on who we thought was gonna win that game. It was like, yo, Bron been rolling.
Yeah.
It was like he been rolling, and then he faced the Clippers, and then it's like it wasn't the same Bron. Time he played the Bucks, like Giannis went crazy. Like Bron ain't even guarding Kawhi. AD ain't had the best games. You know, they look like they ain't have enough scoring. They look like a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But, like, I would say Bron, bro. It's tough, though, because like, obviously the debate would lean towards Giannis because Giannis isn't playing with Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis, and he still has the best record.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah. I like Bron, though. The logical answer seems like Giannis.
It does.
But I test, yo. I'm like, yeah, I got Bron.
I'm going to still say it is Giannis only because, like, the prisoner of the moment thing you brought up, I really feel like that's what it is. And a lot of people are saying, you know, LeBron's the MVP, which is definitely a reasonable argument. Like, you can argue that for sure. Mm-hmm. But I think that Giannis was just more consistent throughout the whole season. Like you said, they got the best record in the NBA.
Why you feel like LeBron wasn't consistent throughout the whole season?
Well, no, LeBron was consistent. I'm not saying that, but he wasn't playing at this level that he's played this past week, the entire season. And like you said, he's not playing with Anthony Davis. Like, he does lead the league in assists, which is crazy. But outside of assists, like, Giannis is better in every other statistical category.
See, I think Bron been taking off this season. I just feel like when those big games happened, he didn't have Bron-like performances.
Except this past week.
Yeah.
Which is like,
but
I can't really
all the other games, I felt like he has been like going crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even for the people saying like Giannis didn't play well, like he still had 30, bro. Like,
yeah, but we not gonna do that though.
Yeah, we not gonna jump into it because it was different moments, but
no, it's just like Bron get numbers all the time, and we know Bron playing Bron like. So Giannis had his numbers, but that wasn't a Giannis game,
right?
Like we not gonna do that though.
Yeah, no, I feel that it definitely wasn't for sure.
What you make of Kendrick Perkins take on saying like Giannis is getting all this love now that he's like running the East, but when Bron was running the East, it was like, oh, the East is weak. And you could really make a case that the East is weak right now. You have an unproven Miami, especially the route that they're going.
Mm-hmm.
You got Boston, who's a lot of young players with no bench. They've been losing games. You got Toronto, championship roster, but they don't really have the closer anymore, or the proven closer.
Yeah.
Philly, injuries. They were already unproven as well.
Yeah.
So even though Giannis is unproven though, regular season, he just running. Bron was doing that. It was like, you know, Kendrick Perkins basically said we gave it to 4 different West players. It was like Russ, Harden. I can't remember the other 2. It just kept going to West players though.
Yeah.
Even though Bron was running the East, having great years.
Mm-hmm.
What you make of that?
A little bit of like we take LeBron for granted for one. For two,
that's a lot coming from you.
because LeBron is like the greatest player on the planet. Is like expected. If he not winning a ring, then people look at it as it's a failure. And then for 3, he always had another superstar. Like Giannis's best player is Chris Middleton.
Kyrie superstar.
Kyrie's better than Chris Middleton.
Is he a superstar?
Kyrie is better than Chris Middleton.
Saying, throw the word superstar.
That's what I'm saying. At that in Cleveland, Kyrie was a superstar.
Superstar.
Yes.
What's a superstar?
Kyrie in Cleveland.
What is? Come on.
It's not.
What's a superstar to you?
Superstar. Okay, let me change it. He had. Well, I can't say All-Star because Chris Middleton made the All-Star team. But you know what
I don't
getting at.
I don't.
Kyrie is a bigger name than Chris Middleton, which is going to get more looks. Like LeBron playing with Kyrie, playing with Kevin Love, Giannis just playing with Middleton. Like it don't look the same. Now, in saying that, I don't think it's fair, no. But I'm saying we take it like that because it's expected of LeBron. And I feel like once you expect a certain thing from someone all the time, you start to overlook it, like overshadow that he went to the finals this many times, that he won the East this many times. It's unfair, yeah.
All right, so the MVP orders have went, what was it, KD, Steph, Russ, and Harden. That's who's getting it.
Yeah.
So you think Bron should have won one of these? Because we overlooking it.
No, I'm not saying that.
What do you
I'm saying I think that it's unfair that we like give Giannis praise and we didn't give LeBron the praise. But people did give LeBron praise though, so I'm kind of confused on where it's coming from. Like anytime you hear anyone talk about LeBron, they're like, "Oh, he won the East 8 years in a row."
So Bron MVP.
What? When?
Right now.
No, I'm gonna give it to Giannis this year.
So where's his praise?
That don't mean he's not having a good season just because, to me, Giannis is having a better one.
How?
How is Giannis having a better season? What do you mean? He's better in every statistical category except assists, and he's on the best team in the NBA.
In the weaker East.
Bro, I don't care. That's not the question.
What you mean? That factors in, though.
But that's not the question. So just because I'm the best player on the best team, but I'm in a weaker conference,
yes.
that means I can't be MVP?
No, I'm not saying that.
The years that LeBron didn't win, like there was someone legit having a better season. And we can debate that one.
So Russ had a better season.
Bro, Russ was going to get it regardless. He was the first.
I'm just asking you, bro.
Averaging a triple-double, yes.
That's a better season.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I agree with that. But they was kind of them triple doubles was kind of like send the move out the way. Let me grab this board.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it still counts as a triple double.
Like he averaged a triple double.
So you know that.
Way less than what.
Like you conscious of that, but you still saying that's better.
I mean,
when you do something like
triple
that,
doubles count into the.
No, I'm not saying that. They count, bro.
Count.
They do.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, if Russ is gonna be the one to argue that Bron should have got it, then I don't think like you're gonna win that argument majority of the time. He was first man since Oscar Robertson to average a triple double. It was gonna be hard for him not to get MVP, and I think even that year, it was Harden who was second because Harden was having a crazy season that year.
Yeah. 2013 was Russ. 2018 was Harden. Bron was run up. In 2019, it's Giannis right now. Well, Giannis won last year.
Right.
Years before that was Steph, back to back.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know.
Now, if you're talking, if we
Steph
look at before Steph won, I mean, yeah. If you're gonna argue LeBron any of those years, definitely listen. Like Derrick Rose, my favorite player. Like everybody know that. But if anybody was to argue LeBron should win MVP that year, hey, I'm gonna listen to it. But I think these past 5 MVPs, I probably wouldn't have gave it to LeBron any of those years. This year, I would say it would be the closest.
But you got Giannis.
At this point, yeah. I would have waited. I kind of wish the season would have ended because if Bron would have ended like how this last week just went, then I probably would have gave it to Bron.
So you had it close.
It's definitely close. Oh, yeah. It's close. The only reason I'm saying Giannis is because the multiple big games throughout the whole season. Like, you can argue that Laker big game was, like, the only one that he didn't have a Giannis-like game. Like, we seen Bron not have Bron-type games all throughout the year. I mean, the first 2 Clipper games alone, you know?
So I heard Jay Will say on TV that he said that multiple reports were out that teams weren't playing Giannis how they know they could stop him because they don't want to risk giving the blueprint into a playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
That's some truth to that. Some truth to that, I guess you could say. But I feel like you can't, nobody can necessarily stop Giannis, in my personal opinion.
Well, I guess it's like the team ball thing that they did, like the Raptors, like, collapse the paint, bring a lot of help, But you don't just have a Kawhi that's like at the top of the key, stopping his penetration.
Exactly. Not every team
like
has
every
Kawhi.
team doesn't have that.
And then you gotta hope for that. So let's say, for instance, they get the Pacers. Let's just say. So the Pacers have good interior defense. We know that. Sabonis and Miles Turner. Oladipo is a good defender. Brogdon's a good defender. TJ Warren can hold his own. So you would think, okay, they're going to collapse the paint, stop Giannis from getting into the paint. Well, at that point, Milwaukee is one of the better shooting teams in the league. So it's more than just stopping Giannis. For one, stopping Giannis is hard in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got Middleton, who's been having probably his best season out there. They can still stretch the floor with Cal Korver. Brook Lopez can shoot. Wesley Matthews can shoot. Like, it's more, even if you can have that game plan, but that doesn't mean you're going to execute it.
Yeah.
So as a coach, I would probably use it here and there in the regular season to see if it even works before I just say, let's not use this to the playoffs.
Yeah. I hate these little, we getting reports. Like, I hate when people ain't just saying stuff. Like, I'm good on just the whole, people just hiding behind like these shields of reports. Like, I really don't like that.
Yeah.
But we gonna see. Like, they gonna have to show it eventually. Like, I guess we not gonna see it this year, but we gonna see. One thing I don't like that just happened though is I don't like how AD not getting enough credit for like these big Laker wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just went crazy against the Clippers, bro. He not getting talked about like at all, really.
Yeah.
It just instantly became like MVP races and just a lot of praise for Bron, for real. Which, like, a lot of it was so well deserved. Like I said, like, he guarded Kawhi. He was big in the fourth. And like the Giannis game, like just to go through it, like Giannis, Giannis really like has no moves, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a half court set, when like somebody can really like defend, he has no moves, bro.
Not really.
Like his transition game is like elite. Like it's really not much you can do when he's transitioning full head of steam. But like when they actually get in a half court offense, they don't really have much to do. They need another person off the ball. It's like what I took from that game.
Yeah.
They need another person off the ball.
Yeah. Well, for your AD statement, I feel like the LeBron situation we was talking about where he don't get enough praise is like a double-edged sword because when he doesn't do what we expect or he doesn't win a ring or whatever the case may be, people bash him.
Mm-hmm.
But when he plays great, people say it was just LeBron. And I think people just got to find that balance. You know, you never can get too high or too low on it. But Anthony Davis been playing crazy, bro. He been playing out of his mind.
Yeah, and it's just like not getting talked about for real.
And I think that's why. Mm-hmm. You know, we get caught up in Bron's greatness. We forget that even in that game alone, Avery Bradley put in 24. Like Anthony Davis put up 30 himself. You know.
Yeah.
It takes you gotta just pay attention to the game, man. We give you your love on Anthony Davis, bro. Just come on. But the Bucks thing, that's the Bucks. That's the Bucks' problem.
What you make of the Clippers' performance? Like Kawhi wasn't really aggressive. Pretty much the whole first three quarters, I felt like PG had a great game. Subpar, below average fourth quarter. Shot 2 shots. Like wasn't aggressive at all. But he had it going the whole night. Lou Will 3 for 11. I think Morris was like 0 for 9.
Yeah.
What you make of it?
Bad shoot night. Bad game. I don't know. Like I said,
you think you're making too much of it?
I think so. Yeah. A little bit, you know. I mean, even when the Clippers won the first 2 games, I wasn't really sold oh yeah, for sure Clippers best team in the NBA. I do think the Clippers are the best team in the NBA, but it's not because of these 3 games. I mean, they had a bad shooting night. Kawhi really shot bad.
This game felt different just from the way Bron was attacking. I felt like if he getting this bad in a series, I don't know what you can do.
Yeah, if you do, it's pretty much over with.
You don't have to bring so much help, which is just I mean, I guess you put in the game in other people's hands, but you know, it's a lot of high 30% shooters from 3 on this team.
Mm-hmm.
Even above the high 38%, 39. They got some shooters that'll knock down some open shots. I don't know what the exact blueprint would be when Bron playing like that.
Well, if he's going crazy like he did, so for one, like you said, they're gonna help try to get the ball out of his hands. Now, this is the question that I raise. You have more faith in Lou having a bad game or Avery Bradley getting 24 again?
But it ain't just gonna be Avery Bradley though.
I mean, who else was it? Anthony Davis had a good game too, but
I mean, in a series when Avery Bradley has one game like that, okay, Danny Green can have average games and that'll be enough. Kuz will have an average game, that'll be enough. We don't need Avery Bradley to be this high. You could be right here because Danny Green and them will be right there with you.
That's if the Clippers play as bad as they did, though. Because now you're hoping Kawhi have a bad game again, Morris have a bad game again, Will have a bad game again.
You think PG just 30 in the series? Because if PG going off like that, Kawhi can't go off like that. And then if Kawhi also, if somehow that does happen, Will not going to get the ball that many times. Morris not going to get 9 shots.
I guess the question would be, does he have to? The Clippers can win without PG getting 30. But if PG give you, let's say, okay, PG give you 17, Kawhi give you 26. That's reasonable. You can still get 14 from Lou, 12 from Montrez, 9 from Morris, 10 from Shamit. You can still
do that either. You could just let both of them get 30.
They really could both eat because
you don't have to let Lou Will go off. It's just if that happens, it's whatever it takes to get the win. They could both go for 40 and just blow the
I guess I feel that's the chemistry problem with the Clippers because they ain't been playing. together enough
Yeah, because
that I'm like
injured
noticing.
at different times and stuff like that.
Because like when PG was just going off, it was just a lot of like, no, you got it tonight. When it was just like, no, like you still got to get integrated like somehow, and that wasn't really gelling well.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah,
they didn't play like the whole roster didn't play together a lot.
Yeah, and then it just felt like if Morris had like an ounce of open space, he would just get it off.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's tough. It's just tougher in the series because you're playing that same team every single time. So many adjustments are going to get made. And the reason I feel like the Clippers would still win is just because of, okay, Lakers make adjustments to stop Kawhi or PG. The Clippers just have so many other role players that can get it in. Like the Lakers, Kuz is so inconsistent. Avery Bradley, you know, I mean, he can hit an open shot, but can he create? Danny Green not a creator for real. At that point, you relying on like KCP to create.
In a series, I don't really feel like that. Because I feel like Bron will do all the creating in a series.
Yeah.
Because for one, like if Lou Will's on the floor and he's scoring, they're gonna attack that every time. He's the worst defender.
Yeah,
they're gonna get the switch and they're gonna attack that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're gonna either bring help, and now you betting on Danny Green, Avery Bradley, KCP, Kuz to miss open threes now.
Yeah.
Like now they have too many shooters where you say like they could win games like that. If you're gonna do that every time.
Yeah.
Because if you don't bring help, Bron is he's either gonna get a basket or he's getting a foul.
But he's doing that for only like 5 games. I feel like he's gonna go hard by himself. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. I felt like Bron was really just picking that up though.
5 games.
I felt like Bron was really just picking
Game
that
6,
up.
Game 7 is Clippers' advantage right there.
Wait, why?
Because Bron, like in terms of fatigue, you know what I'm saying? Like doing that throughout that whole series.
Will it be like space in between games though? Like it's a day rest.
Yeah. I still
don't know. Especially like I said, AD playing so well. Like people don't even realize that allowed Bron to get that rest in the middle of a fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like that never happens. Bron took a rest at like the 8-minute mark, came back in at 5.
Oh, see, that's a good shot.
Like Bron come back in at 5 minutes with rest.
Yeah,
like he could downhill every time.
So that's what's different than what I was talking about. Because on that Cavs team, he couldn't do that. Yeah, right. That's what I was looking at. So like I forgot about AD. You got a good point there. Yeah.
And that's like still playing into what you said though. Like Bron might not be able to take no rest if Lou Will hitting shots because it's not that big of a lead. Like,
right. I think Anthony Davis is the key, bro. He is the key because if the Clippers find a way to slow down LeBron a little bit and he not able to create for Danny Green, like it's gonna get ugly.
I guess my thing is just how.
I mean, we're not gonna sit here and say like Kawhi and PG are like slouches on D. You know,
no, I ain't saying
I'm not saying they stop LeBron. Let's get that straight right now. Nobody is stopping LeBron. But if they can make it tough for him and make it tougher for everyone else outside of Anthony Davis, it's like it's ugly, bro. Where as for the Clippers, if you make it tough for Kawhi, you make it tough for PG, you can have a little faith in Lou Will. Like, hey, bro, we need a spark right now.
See, I'm very interested to see, like, whenever it happens, how they gonna handle it. Because if you just allow them to switch, you don't even got to think, like, Kawhi on Bron.
Yeah, I mean,
the switch was happening too easy.
But what if Lou Will not in? I mean, they can still hoop without Lou Will being in.
Who you playing?
I mean, they could go big. You want to go big or small?
Well, if you go big, any switch, they don't like somebody's gonna get exploited.
They don't have to switch it with like Zubac or something.
If you play Zubac, they're gonna kill that.
Yeah.
If you play Lou, they're gonna kill that. If you play Pat Bev, that's compromising the offense. Like, Pat Bev was so bad offensively, but like he was hurt for a while. I don't really know, but.
It's kind of the same. It's the same. They like almost kind of mirror each other with their weaknesses, bro. Because I feel like it's the same way on the other end. You play Avery Bradley and Dan Green are solid defenders, yes. But that fifth player is not like he's getting exposed, no matter who it is. If you put JaVale out there and he gets switched on PG, like it's a cook, You got Rondo out there, he gets switched on Kawhi, it's a cook. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's kind of like they each have that one weakness no matter what it is.
That's true.
I think it would come down to just who's shooting better that night.
I guess I'm saying the Lakers would get so many open shots if Bron keep playing the way he just played.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the Clippers, like they couldn't even really drive because it was just bodies at the rim.
And they shot bad, so that's even.
But that's because they had to shoot them shots over the top. It really wasn't no penetration to the rim. If it wasn't PG, it wasn't nobody getting penetration to the rim. Like Kawhi was shooting a lot of mids. Nobody else was getting penetration to the rim.
Yeah. I'm so sleep on Kawhi like being that bad in the series though.
I didn't even think he played like quote unquote bad. I felt like he just wasn't aggressive first half, really.
Yeah.
I feel like he had a good fourth. It was just a lot of, we already down 10 now. We already down 12. Like we needed this in the third to even stay in the game. And then they weren't getting stops because you know what it's like when you miss a shot. The defense isn't the same. It's not, as motivational when you're just having a bad offensive game. For the players they have, like Shamet not playing well, Lou wasn't playing well, Morris wasn't playing well. It's just a better flow defensively when you're making shots. What you make of Pat Bev saying it's not hard to guard LeBron? He said it's not hard, and he was like, no challenge. Like, he just cut reporters off, like, no challenge. No challenge.
Typical Bev. Just talking.
I like it, though.
I definitely like that.
He ain't giving nobody no satisfaction.
Yeah.
But he did.
He made a couple plays on Bron. Well, the one I remember for sure to guard Bron at the end of the game. So he got some space to talk.
Didn't he get KD satisfaction though? Didn't he tell in that press conference with Lou Will we did all we could?
Yeah, it's hard to. It was over at that point though. I don't know, man. If we'll see how his tone is once they play. If the Lakers do end up beating him, he might get that same respect. I'm sure he respects Bron, but he just not finna say like, I can't guard him. But think about it, who gonna sit here and say, hey, I can't guard him? Like then we're gonna talk about him like we did then with him.
Yeah.
But you don't have to say it's easy to guard to show respect. I get what you're saying. That's just Pete Bev though. Man.
That's how he is.
That's just how he is, bro.
Mm-hmm. The Nets fired their coach. Were you shocked? What were your thoughts when you first saw that?
I was shocked that it came at the time it did.
I got a lot to say about this. Like, there's so many different things with this.
It's intriguing because like a lot of stuff came out after that he didn't want to coach KD and Kyrie.
Yeah.
I'll let you take that one.
Well, so from the jump, when I first saw it, I was just like, why? Because I thought KD and Kyrie came to Brooklyn because of the culture and the way they were playing the previous year.
Mm-hmm.
So my instant thought was like, the Knicks is just so bogus, bro. Because now it didn't have nothing to do with coaching. It had nothing to do with coaching. Because coaching clearly don't matter. You didn't even get the opportunity to be coached by him fully. Or you just now picking up on things. Either or, it was like, Kyrie and KD are going to have their input on who going to be the coach when they make their run.
Mm-hmm.
That could have easily happened on the Knicks, but now I'm just like, oh.
It
wasn't that.
The Knicks management.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Though? It's just like, okay, like they were saying that in the offseason, like they like this, they like that. But now that they've arrived, it's like the coach has been removed and Kyrie said they need more. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't about the coach. It wasn't about the players. So now like that was like my first thoughts. And then it was like reports saying like Atkinson, he said like the relationship like just ran its course. Kyrie got a lot of backlash, which was that's just what people gonna do with Kyrie. They associate anything that goes wrong around him must be from him. Which I really don't agree with, but oddly enough, it is coming off like Kyrie is like kind of making decisions behind the scenes.
But they also said like the DeAndre Jordan benching had something to do with it too.
But see,
which I didn't get because DeAndre Jordan been playing way better since he been coming off the bench.
But see, he instantly got in the lineup when they got the coach fired.
Yeah, I mean they said he had a problem with that too.
Yeah, he instantly got put in the lineup. But my mind took me to DeAndre Jordan not enough to get your coach fired. But he know the people that could get your coach fired.
Right.
He got the relationship with Kyrie. He got the relationship with KD.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if they was already iffy and then DeAndre, like, man, you never know what that could do. So that was like my thoughts that went to that. But I don't see how he wasn't the right coach. Nothing like got like too exposed that I said he ain't the right coach. You know, he took the team last year to the playoffs. He looked like a great like player developer. Like Karras looks good. Dinwiddie plays well. Joe Harris is good. Like, you know, they got some players.
Yeah.
So I didn't really see like what he might not have been doing that they saw.
I mean, they didn't even play together, so how?
That's why I'm like, he didn't really get that full opportunity. But the only one who did is Kyrie.
Yeah.
What you make of that? Like that Kyrie keeps getting attached to like anything.
It's all negative.
Yeah. Well, one, do you think Kyrie definitely has something to do with this?
Yes.
Just Kyrie or KD too?
I mean, KD naturally gonna go with what Kyrie, you know what I'm saying KD not playing right now.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that too.
And then KD came probably because him and Kyrie, you know, they just decided that together. So it would be crazy for KD to be like, nah, you tweaking, bro. It's the coach. You know what I'm saying? It's you. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna say that.
When KD broke down Brooklyn, like why he liked it, there wasn't a lot of details to it.
Nah.
So that had me like, this must be Kyrie, bro.
I mean, oh yeah, no doubt. Kyrie is definitely the reason KD came to Nets. They were trying to make a run together. So if Kyrie saying something, KD gonna go with it. That's like if you saying, hey, Sean, no good, bro. Like, I'm gonna go with your word. You know what I'm saying? Because
and then everybody being protective of everybody. Like the report was, some Nets players wanted him gone. Surfaced response, you know, like we not giving out nothing. You know, Nets GM relationship had run its course. You know, that could protect whoever really made this decision.
Yeah.
So I don't know, bro. I feel like he looks like a good coach. They definitely, the way they playing now, I almost want to say maybe they really overachieved last year. So I got to give him a lot of credit for that. So
yeah,
I don't really see what the issue was.
I hope you come to the Bulls, man. For real.
We should make it Tyloo. I guess that's like Kyrie's preference. That was also Bron's preference.
Bro, it's hard for me to judge any coach that had Bron during that time era. It's
Why?
like, it's so hard.
Why?
To me, I mean, he did so much, bro. To me, he damn near was the coach.
I guess
he checked himself in when the fourth quarter, he get up off the bench, walk to the...
Folks was writing plays. I'm like, man.
What is that? That's bad. He can't write a play.
Bro, that's the coach.
It's just hard.
He can't write a play.
It's hard for me to judge a coach if like
if Jason Kidd wrote a play, does that look bad?
What? Jason Kidd a coach?
No, I just mean like when he was playing.
If he wrote a play.
Oh, if he wrote a play?
Because he's a point. Why does that look bad? He's a point guard.
It's a difference between giving you an input and then like,
because you're
right. And watch out, coach. Like, he might as well not be there.
I ain't really take it. I took that as like Bron is like a point guard on the court, which is like an extension of the coach. Like he just might have saw something.
All right, let me ask you this: you ever seen like Chris Paul had a clipboard and write a play?
No.
So that's my saying. That's like what I'm saying. Like Bron was like controlling it, bro. Like I don't really know.
But I have seen Chris Paul like getting interactions like with players though.
Yeah.
He's telling them to be spots and things like that.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Like, no, but I've seen them in a huddle, Chris Paul and James Harden arguing.
Right.
And D'Antoni is talking to other players. Like they're ignoring D'Antoni.
Yeah.
And they were having like their own thing.
I feel that. That's still different, bro. That's still different than like.
But that's not undermining the coach.
Brady coming to huddle like, hey, coach wants this play, but that's dead. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Audible.
But it's just different, bro. It just come off so different to me. Like it might have been something different in that huddle. Like I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard for me to judge a coach. Like even Eric Spoelstra, when he was on the Heat.
But that was different though.
I was like, Eric Spoelstra probably not a good coach. Like he got way by.
But see, that's Pat Riley though. That's like totally different.
It is, but I mean, we can say Eric Spoelstra's a good coach though. I can't sit here and say Tyloo a good coach, bro, because he got the Cavs. You know what I'm saying? To the finals or whatever. It's like I can't just say it. I can't say it.
I wouldn't say it.
I don't know one coach outside of Eric Spoelstra that Bron had that I can like legit say he's a good coach. In my personal opinion, yeah. because he's so great.
Nah, bro.
It's like you can call terrible plays.
I gotta give Lou some credit because we saw David Black, bro.
I mean, but the Cavs, bro.
Come on,
bro. All right. Okay.
But you saw that though. That was like huge difference. Like that's when Bron was like, "Yo, I'm subbing in." That's when, like, in the Bulls game, in the playoff, what was that, game 4 in Chicago?
Yeah.
They tried to have Bron inbounds the ball on a game-winning situation.
Yeah.
And Bron was like, no, we're not doing that. And Bron hits the game winner. Like, that's like...
But he's a terrible coach, though.
That's what I'm saying,
like,
though. So Ty Lue ain't that, though.
Nah, he not terrible. No.
That's where I'm saying his credit comes in, like, you know?
But I think it's a big difference between being a terrible coach and then being a good coach. Like, he could just be like Luke Walton. There you go. Like, Luke Walton people were saying he was a good coach the year before Bron came, right? Then Bron come.
They said that?
I mean, the Lakers was playing
You talking about when he was with the Warriors? They were saying he was a good coach?
But I wouldn't say that. I mean, yeah, they was actually, because they were 24-1.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's kind of like that. Like, the Warriors were so great, it's going to make him look decent, which led to his LA role. And I'm saying Bron is so great and was controlling everything so crazy, you didn't have to be a good coach. Unless you was terrible, it wasn't going to be clear that you was good, is what I'm saying. Like, David Blatt was horrible. Like, terrible.
I get what you mean.
We'll see, though. I mean, Ty Lue could be a good coach.
It was a lot of egos on that Cavs team, bro. Especially, no, like that Ty Lue.
Oh, the Ty Lue.
Like, because remember Kyrie was, like, going through a lot of stuff for, like, a long time?
Mm-hmm.
The wrong coach, that would have leaked like mid-season, or you would have noticed that. Like the J.R. Smith stuff, like just little things like that, you just would have saw that quicker if Ty Lue wasn't that good. I feel like he was holding a lot in check for like a long time, at least the best he could. David Blatt, like it was too much that was showing like, yeah, you not it.
Like he had no control.
Like it was just too much that was revealing itself that he wasn't it. Ty Lue, I feel like he was really holding it down.
Well, just because he can control the situation, though, do that make him a good coach?
When you coaching superstars, as you would say, because Kyrie,
and that's
yeah.
I mean, I'm not backing off that.
That's
Kyrie not a superstar.
Kyrie in Cleveland not a superstar. I mean, Kyrie done went through so much the past 2 or 3 years.
I say
you can take that off. Yeah.
If you a superstar, it don't matter what location you go, you're a superstar.
So you feel like he too inconsistent of a superstar to be a superstar?
I wouldn't even call him a superstar.
Ever?
Okay, so
he was never a superstar.
He's not a superstar as of late, but he wasn't a superstar on the Cavs.
Is Kyrie like out his prime or something?
No, I'm just saying Kyrie's like
so he should
have
injuries and stuff during that
right
time, though, right?
He's always had injuries though.
He's going through.
He had injuries before Bron got there. He had injuries in college. He's been having injuries though.
But he wasn't the main key to the Cavs getting that ring to you.
Main key.
Like in the fourth quarters when he was hitting all them goddamn shots. Hey, he was hitting some shit. Hey, I feel like Kyrie is the reason why not the reason, but without Kyrie, Bron don't get that on the Cavs. Like he don't bring that back to the Cavs for real. I don't feel like Kyrie was a big piece, bro. Especially in the fourth quarters.
I ain't denying that.
In the fourth quarters, bro, he was getting them buckets, bro.
He was.
Yeah, but that don't make him a superstar. He was like the second option for the Cavs on the big stage in the finals. Like shit like that. He ain't really. I wouldn't say.
I wouldn't give him that.
So he's just an all-star then.
No, he not just an all-star though.
Then a superstar.
A inconsistent superstar.
Bro, all right. So you have
it's only so many superstars, bro.
It is. I mean, not everyone is Kyrie, bro. Some of the best guards in the league is like not Kyrie in Cleveland. Like, all right, Chris Middleton's an all-star to me. Mm-hmm. He's an all-star player. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Kyrie is like a level above him. You have like...
Yeah, but he ain't superstar level.
I don't put Bron, KD, Harden, Giannis, like, them not superstars to me. Them like levels above.
Oh, that's what I'm labeling a superstar.
Nah, that's like past superstar to me. Cause they like games.
I don't know the word for that, so I just said superstar for those players.
Right. Okay. So if you taking it off of
that's where I'm separating the class.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put Kyrie in that either. But I feel like it's a difference between a Kyrie All-Star and a Middleton All-Star.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's definitely not just no all-star.
Okay.
I'm definitely not
I
just
agree with that then, yeah. And I see what you're saying too. So and they ain't really a term for that unless you're saying like future Hall of Fame.
Right, like they like on a different level of stardom You know?
Yeah.
Because Middleton ain't Kyrie, but Kyrie not Bron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess it can't really put a word on it. It's like more of tiers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot your point, but yeah. I mean,
yeah, I just wouldn't have called him a superstar because that's why I got Bron, Giannis,
right.
Kawhi.
And
I might have AD in there. I might have AD in there.
These alarms gonna be going off.
And then I had Steph in there for sure. Steph, superstar for sure.
Yeah, that category.
Then I don't want to like close this and feel like I left somebody out. Obviously, KD is a superstar. Harden is a superstar. I'm gonna get that, and that's all I got. I ain't got nobody else.
No Russ.
No.
At a point in time, was Russ a superstar?
No.
At no point in time? I'm not gonna argue that too much. I'm not gonna argue that.
I think it's bold.
Superstar. It's tough to get him that triple-double season with the triple-doubles he was getting, though. That's just the way I'm looking at it. I mean, he was having a great season.
Like, superstars, like, you filling seats, and you either so good offensively or you got the whole package. Like, Harden is, like, so good offensively that I got to give him a superstar. Russ wasn't so good offensively to me.
Russ filling seats, though.
No, for sure. But Lob City was filling seats.
And some people would argue that Blake was a superstar then.
I would never argue.
Some people would argue that.
Some people would.
Facts.
But I probably wouldn't.
Because of like what Blake came with.
Was he the best player on that team?
No,
he wasn't the best player. Right.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I just off that alone, because Chris Paul wasn't a superstar to me. So I wouldn't say, like, you know.
Back then, Chris Paul was no superstar.
I was just about to ask you, so is Chris Paul ever a superstar?
I would no, I don't feel like that.
So his Hornets days, he wasn't a superstar, bro? He was second MVP.
I don't know. He hooped for some time.
Chris Paul wasn't no superstar.
You gotta define this one.
Hey, what is a superstar?
I can see you saying not as a
This
Blake,
means so much from you. Like,
how? I don't hate Chris Paul.
Everything. You came off like it the other week, though.
Bro, all I said was Chris Paul shouldn't have made the All-Star team over Devin Booker.
I never did say
I never said Chris Paul wasn't no damn.
Like, he was just downgrading his contributions to the team.
Bro, I said he doesn't deserve all the credit, in my opinion. That's what I said.
I just don't feel like superstar is something like you got like momentarily. I feel like you have that, and you have that for like some time. I don't have too many superstars, bro.
He did though.
I feel like he had that for
Chris
some time.
just fell off in Houston. Like from the time he was in New Orleans.
So when they got Chris Paul, you felt like Houston was adding a superstar to their roster.
I mean, shit.
But he's saying that's the fall off. Like that's kind of the fall off.
It wasn't a fall off that first year.
Yeah, up until he got hurt. I mean, he was playing like a superstar.
See, playing like something and being something is different.
Wait, you got
Kyrie can play like something. Kyrie can play like something.
So you said inconsistency then. You got to be more consistent.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to call you a superstar because you had like
this one spurt, like 2 weeks, like not 2 weeks, but like one playoff run type shit. And you just played good, but you ain't played good.
But it's like not one though.
Like the Chris Paul argument, I get you. But like, for instance, like if Kyrie was like really a superstar, Boston would have went totally different. To me, Boston would have went totally different.
I'm trying to think of a situation where I felt like it was a superstar, but it just like, it didn't work. But I guess it's hard to say because I don't know what your definition of a superstar is, really. Because you like damn near putting superstars and all-stars in the same category, in a sense. No. Because if you say Chris Paul not a superstar, I'm like, so you telling me he the same as like a regular ass all-star?
No, I'm not saying that.
I mean, he's either superstar.
I just don't. No, we can't. That's too big of a leap, bro. Like it's things in between.
But
So
that's the thing, because we just define right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so unless we gonna put LeBron, KD, them, the people you listed, unless we gonna put them as like future Hall of Fame, that's what we gonna make the separation. Because otherwise, we calling too many people a superstar.
Yeah,
I'm not calling a lot of people.
I know. I'm saying well, me and Mike, if anything, if we gonna.
But I get you. I ain't got no term for it.
I could. I'm saying like a future Hall of Fame. We gonna separate them in that aspect. But who's to say CP3 not a future Hall of Fame?
No,
you see what I'm saying? So it's hard to even say that. So it's a hard term to even define in itself. So that's tough.
Because there's gonna be people in the Hall of Fame that's not superstars though.
You think so? If that's the case, what is a Hall of Fame then?
I mean, I feel like
you just give it to anybody if that's the case.
I feel like people been saying
but they even got ballots in the Hall of Fame too.
Because you got legends, then you got Hall of Famers. Like that, I think it's like a different stuff. Jordan, Kobe Bryant, them legends, bro. The Hall of Famers is like Sean Kemp.
I guess you got a point.
Gary Payton. There you go.
So I don't know what to define.
That's a question we're gonna ask on the IG, bro. What is a superstar to you for real? Because I mean, you can't have too many, but I feel like at a certain point, I feel like Russ was a superstar, though. And I feel like it can come and go because you can have, I mean, your prime. In your prime, you was a superstar. I mean, not everybody is bronze, so everybody can't stay great forever. You know what I'm saying? You got people like Tim Duncan, bro. There you go. And Tim Duncan's prime, he was a superstar. Folks winning rings, doing his thing. But towards the end of his career, you're not that anymore. So, like, what do you call him now? He's not a superstar no more.
Future Hall of Fame. That's what they start to. That's what the,
Yeah.
The sports.
But you can call people that in their primes, though. Like, people can call Steph a future Hall of Famer right now.
He's still kind of a superstar right now, too, minus the injuries.
No, for sure.
Right? Yeah. So it's like, sure. That's tough. That is a good question.
What did you just say about Tim Duncan?
At, like, in the peak of his career, he was a superstar.
No, for sure.
And then, like...
But that's like, he a legend, though. Like, he top 10 player.
But would you have called him a superstar, like, if he was playing now?
Like what you mean? Like old age?
Yeah.
Nah.
But he was a superstar at a point in time in his career.
Just like Vince. He was a
superstar
like
at a point
but
in time,
Tim was like
no more.
winning rings, the best player, like averaging double-doubles. Like Tim was,
That's so
Vince is a good example, too. Because Vince was a superstar at a point in time in his career. And he's not a legend. So what would you call Vince?
He one of them Hall of Famers that's just not going to be called a legend.
Yeah.
So that's what the levels.
Yeah, Russ going to be in the Hall of Fame.
So he's just a future Hall of Fame, but he's not a superstar.
No, I guess that explains why they got ballots in the Hall of Fame then.
I don't know. I feel like a superstar is like a movable piece. Like wherever you go, you got a chance to win.
Shit, you do.
Russ?
Yeah.
Win what though?
I mean, what is
Russ ain't been out the first one. So KD just left a superstar. Like he just left. He said this superstar ain't gonna do it. Like that's what.
Yeah, that is what he said.
You got it.
Bro, he did it.
No.
So he did it.
No.
What do you mean?
No.
Bro, he left Russ to go play with Steph and Clay. Like that's totally different. He didn't just leave Russ to go play with just Steph.
No.
He left entirely, went to a way.
No, I'm just saying, not Russ. KD didn't just leave a superstar. To me, he left I don't know the word above all stuff. I don't know the word, bro. But I'm not labeling Russ as a superstar.
I feel you, bro.
I'm not. No. I could be wrong though.
I mean, that's definitely a good debate. It's all personal preference.
Some people will go crazy over that shit if they heard that.
Like some people be like, "Bro, you crazy?" Like,
yeah. And then some people gonna agree with you. It's all an opinion at the end of the day.
Why would you call him a superstar?
Why would I call Russ a superstar? Because Russ is better than your average all-star. Russ fills seats. It's a superstar to me.
So what is Bron?
Bron is like a legend, bro.
Yeah, but
that's tough.
So what is Giannis?
Giannis is a superstar.
So Giannis and Russ in the same
I said that it would be better to do it as tiers.
That's what I said. I think it needs to be tiers of that, like tier 1 superstar, tier 2 superstar.
So we probably
to keep you from being just an all-star.
It's just worded differently.
And it's levels that's not defined with the tiers. Yeah. That's what will help.
Yeah. It's like when you talking albums, and you like, is this classic? Like,
right.
It's just tiers though.
Right.
Yeah, it's tiers.
There you go.
For sure. We've been talking for a minute. You saw the Draymond Barkley?
Yeah, I seen that garbage.
It's garbage, bro. Run the clip, bro.
Draymond Green is he's a nice guy. I like Draymond. And he's a good player. But you know what he is? He's like the guy in the boy band who's the least important member. And he think the crowd is like cheering for him. He doesn't realize he's standing next to Justin Timberlake. Yeah, he's the least famous person in the boy band, and he thinks he's a star.
Barkley should stop before I go take his job, though. So I can do that well, too. He already ain't make enough money playing, so he need that job. He should stop talking to me. I like to, tendency to end people. So he should stop before I take his job.
Not sure, though.
If he keep talking, I'll take it sooner than he thinks. So yeah, he probably should be quiet. He also can't talk basketball with me either. Not smart enough, not qualified. No rings, can't sit at this table.
Very good.
Okay. All right, what you think?
The whole thing garbage, bro. Both of them. Just garbage.
This almost tying in with like what we talking about. Like Draymond gonna be a Hall of Famer to me. You think you agree with that?
I can see him getting in.
But that's like what I'm saying though. Like it's gonna be people in the Hall of Fame that's not superstars, like legends. Like it's gonna be players like this that's gonna get in, especially now that people forming these big threes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be like a very, very key piece that just ain't like that though.
Yeah.
But now they got room to talk because it's like, I got jewelry and you don't.
Yeah. Now let's get this straight. Like Dre is not touching Charles like individually.
Oh no,
he not touching Charles. No. But he do. I mean, he do got room to talk because as soon as Dre flashed them rings, like
that's tough.
what Barkley gonna say, bro?
But see, that's not fair, bro.
It's not fair. It's not.
Like, that's not cool, bro.
The situation's totally different, but when you are like how Barkley is, bro, that's what people going.
That's what's wild about Barkley. Like,
he's so quick.
He talks so much shit. You know what's coming.
Yeah. Bro, I'm not finna be out here saying you trash, man, or you really not like that.
So what you make it a single, triple, dude?
I mean, it's true. But he gonna come back with, and what you got to show for yours. I could play my role, bro. Barkley played with some good teams, bro, and don't have anything to show for it.
Me ran into Jordan.
And
I mean, a lot of people ran into Jordan.
Like, it's not fair because Dre gonna say, and we ran into Bron.
No,
not the same. Not the same. Not the same. But what is Barkley going to say?
Bron ain't sweet though.
I ain't saying that.
What is Barkley going to say to that?
But three out of the four matchups, the Warriors were clearly the better team.
They were.
Even the time the Cavs won, like, I thought the Warriors was a better team. I thought they should have won. But you could argue that Cleveland obviously had the better player. Y'all talking about Kyrie, so
don't say y'all
it's
talking about Kyrie. Like folks didn't have a 27 in the finals.
That's all I was saying. Folks was hooping in the finals. That's all I was saying.
He was.
And he was a big reason why they
saying won. It was ugly.
Like, I was pissed.
Hooping, bro.
It
was ugly till Kyrie started hooping.
Bro, what hooping, bro?
But he was the only one.
So why you just say it like that, though?
They were taking L's, is what I'm saying.
Bro,
it was
but
ugly.
You said that like Kyrie went next level and Bron ain't go with him or something. Like Bron had 41
Bron was already there. Yeah, I feel like Bron.
So now it sounded like Kyrie was lacking
at first.
And then his superstar came.
Whoa. Superstars ain't going 4 games. Superstars going 4 games with nothing.
Players
It was
have
3-1.
bad games.
Hey, bro.
4 games?
I seen Braun get clamped by Jason Terry. Superstars can have bad moments.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying, bro.
And
Them Mavs got that ring.
Them Mavs got it in on 2 superstars.
They got that ring.
With 1 superstar. So it can happen.
Hey.
And then, like, Kyrie was, like, having bad shooting nights, bro. Like, his shooting nights were so bad. He have a dub on, like, 21 shots. Like, terrible. But that's not the thing. But Barkley's, I don't know, man. I'm tired of Barkley. I'm, like, tired of hearing from Barkley, bro. He always got something to say. So, yeah.
That's kind of his
What you make of Draymond saying, what'd he say? He'd take his job.
I mean, that's I don't believe that.
No, Draymond got to get on TV, though, like, post-career, bro.
Yeah.
That shit gonna be funny.
It might not be Charles' job. It might be, though. We never know.
I'm trying to think what else we got. Yeah, we've been talking for a minute. Jimmy Butler was on JJ Redick podcast. Like, he basically was talking about, like, the Philly situation. But that just pretty much backed up, like, everything everybody thought. Like, it wasn't no leadership.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't really much to talk about. That was just more validation to the situation. That everything we speculated was true. Pretty much.
Still going on to this day. Don't have no leader.
Yeah. Shoot. You got anything else?
Nah, man, I don't got nothing else, man. Y'all stay safe from that corona, man, for real.
Hell yeah. I had to shoot some future text this morning.
That future text been killing me, bro.
I had to shoot, like, I ain't giving up.
Man,
I had
look.
to shoot the text, though.
If y'all got the corona, don't even talk to me, bro. I said that off camera. I said on camera too. If you sick, don't even talk to me. Like, don't say a word.
You know, I looking right here, bro.
I'm like feeling sick.
Oh shit, time to go.
Nah, man.
No.
Definitely gotta stay safe out there. For real. I hope this shit don't last long though.
Man, I really hope it's a cure found tomorrow, to be honest. Just being on some optimistic shit though. Like a cure like within the next month or so.
Yeah.
It's a long I ain't gonna say it's a long shot because you never know, bro. Like I said, that shit could be tomorrow, shit could be next month. But I hope it's soon, bro. Otherwise, that shit, cause it's getting bad. The league, NBA canceled, bro. It's getting bad.
Man.
So hopefully it's a cure found soon, man. But
Yeah, leave it at that. 2020 turn around, bro. Be
it's
smooth.
tough.